Ladies and gentlemen, the play is the thing, with your host, Judy Sleed, and special guest, world's greatest producer, DeMaio of Broadway fame. Happy birthday, Judy, Judy.
Oh, how did you know it was my birthday? Oh, thank you.
Because you told everybody in the world it was your birthday. How did we know it was your birthday? Today is a special day for you.
Yeah, I was wondering, were you there?
Well, I was actually there.
You
in
were?
Spirit. I mean, now I'm glad you opened that door, because I'm interviewing Judy today. I'm one of her best friends, maybe our only friend. Joke. But I know Judy for around 35 years, and she's had and has a remarkable life. And she just came back from a trip, but we're not going to go into this now. We're going to go into it in a few minutes. Judy, where were you born?
In Budapest, which is in Hungary, across the ocean.
Okay. And at the time you left Hungary, how old were you?
I think I was 15.
Okay. And you went through a lot of brutality, apparently, in Budapest, because it was during the Nazi war, the war.
Yeah, I left after the war, yes.
After the war. So you were there during the war?
Yes, I was.
And you were living in Budapest?
Yes.
With whom?
Oh, well, a lot of different people.
No, prior to the different people, your family. Did you have family?
Oh, yes, I lived with my family.
I know it's hard to speak, but we have to go through your generations of life. Who'd you live with?
Well, my mother, my father, and my brother.
What was your brother's name?
Tommy.
Okay, so you had three beautiful people there.
Yeah.
Did they come with you to America?
No, they did not. I traveled by myself.
Why did they not come to America?
Well, okay, so they perished during the war.
Did they perish through what? Through being killed?
I guess so. But what happens is that right now I'm writing a play about those experiences. And hopefully I'll find some nice people who will, put it on stage.
Oh, about your mother, father, and brother?
Well, about my early life, yes.
You came from horror experiences to having a beautiful family. So you came to America?
I came to America, yes.
Okay. So now you came to America and you got married and had 3 children.
Yes.
And happily.
Yes.
And now we're going to go back 40 years, and you just came back from where?
Oh, Israel.
Okay. Is that your first time in Israel?
Yes.
And why did you go?
Well, because a friend who I met when in Europe, where we were both like 13, she went to Israel, and I came here.
Did she lose her family as well?
Oh, yes.
Her whole family? She did.
And she's lived there, and she came to visit me like 3 times.
I remember the first time she came, you were on television and everything, because
you were there, yes.
Because there was 2 people that haven't seen each other for 25 years or something.
No, like 30 some odd years, yes. Yes, and you had your store at the Marriott.
And I had done my first show, Dracula.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, no, my first show was
and we
not
were
Dracula.
in a newspaper when she came out.
It was, what was the first show? My Fat Friend with Lindbergh Grave. That's the first time. And you were friends all these years, corresponded
Yeah,
and
we
all.
corresponded, and then the last time when she came, you came with me to the airport to pick her up.
And now she's lived in Israel all the last 50 years or so on.
And she just said that you have to come and visit. I'm not taking any more excuses, so she sent me a ticket. So I went.
And you had a great time?
Oh, wonderful. They were so nice to me, so good to me. And then we went to see some other people whom I also didn't see.
Oh, for a long time?
For a long time. We were children together.
And I heard you had a wonderful dinner with some friends of mine.
Yes. Who used to live here in New York, and they went back.
So you loved Israel?
It was wonderful, most wonderful experience, yes.
See how God is good. Now you are doing your show over here, and you're doing some writing. You're doing a lot of writing, apparently. I mean, yes. I remember doing your show Was it 20 years ago? 25 years ago?
I don't remember. I can't.
What was the name of it?
Old Gregory.
Oh, Gregory. We had it on 42nd Street. The theater on 42nd
showcase.
Street.
Yes.
Right, and it was written up all over. They had got great reviews.
And also the musical Georgia Day.
We did that one too.
Yes.
And it was very successful. And I remember the great columnist Earl Wilson was a good friend, and he wrote a great article about it, and the 2 shows, and etc.
Right.
And now you're redoing it, I hear, and
Yes.
having some readings in the Hamptons,
Yes.
at Guildhall, and etc. etc. And you're also writing a book about your life.
Yes.
Who inspired you to do that?
Well, you always encourage me to write, and you ask me, when you going to finish? When you going to finish?
Yes, because, you know, it's time to finish. And it's time, I'm glad you started.
Before I leave this world.
Are you expecting
I don't know
to?
I don't know how many other more birthdays I'm going to have. Or
Well,
how
you know
many
what
more
Carol
you
Channing,
going to allow me to have.
Yeah, Carol Channing said to me years and years ago, we were celebrating her birthday, and I says, gee, you remember all the birthdays? She says, well, my mother told me to only celebrate my birthdays when I'm at the White House celebrating my birthday, and I was only there 6 times. So, you know, age is just, last night I had dinner, and unfortunately I was telling everybody, oh, I had dinner with this beautiful, I went in with some friends, and I saw this lady, and she looked very familiar, and blah, blah, blah. She came over, she says, hi, Tommy. And I go, hi. She says, don't you remember who I am? And she looks so different. Now, I know, and I had told people, I met her last night, you know, and brought back out of her. Now, do you remember who Lee Roswell is?
Yeah, Jackie's sister.
Very few people know that now.
Oh, well, yeah, I know.
Isn't that strange?
It
But she
is.
looked absolutely magnificent. She looks better now than she looked 40 years ago. But very few people know who people are 40 years ago. It's very embarrassing.
Yeah.
You know, you ask, you know Lee Roswell? No one knows. Did you know who she is? Yeah, they say, but a lot of people don't. It was just surprising.
Well, I have to say hello to Roger. I see that he came here and he brought me some flowers. Roger?
Yes.
Would you, those flowers are so pretty. Can I have them? This is a dear friend from my neighborhood. Thank you, Roger.
Thank you very much.
Hi,
They
Roger.
are beautiful.
Birthday.
Tommy here.
Thank
How you
you.
doing?
All right.
Thank you for coming. We're going to have a lot of nice food afterwards.
And who's this charming lady?
Who is this? Her name is Camille? Connie. I'm close, see? So nice of you to come.
Well, I have a birthday present, but you
Well,
have to divide it.
I have to divide it?
Oh, I
Well,
love presents. Can I take it all? Come over here. Come here. And you look beautiful.
Come on.
You look absolutely wonderful. I love your hat. I love your scarf. I love the way you look. You look
Well,
very...
this is for Judy to take her choice, and you take the other one. Happy birthday, Judy.
Oh, thank
Lois
you.
Rice told me to tell me everything first. And she's got to and well enough to...
Oh, she had a show here earlier today, didn't she?
I don't think so.
Oh, she did.
wasn't well.
Oh, I'm sorry. I remember Connie from Lois Wright. You know, she has a show here. And I was before I had my show, I was a guest on Lois.
How long do you have your show?
Oh, about 4 years now.
Oh. So you're celebrating an anniversary as well?
Well, I had a party here, I think it was last year when I had my 100th show. And now this is just, I made a party because you suggested I should have a party for my birthday.
Well, I
So-
suggested somebody should give it, but there was no volunteers. So I said, you better buy some food and have a party, because there's nothing like having a birthday party. And you
Yes.
love parties anyway.
I do. You
And
know
you had a
that
big party a few years ago at my house with your children, and we had 50
Oh,
people
you
there.
gave me a
You had people come
tremendous
over.
birthday
that was-
party.
yeah, it was about 4 or 5 years ago.
wonderful. We had about 50 people there in your house in Bridgehampton.
Yes. Now,
Yeah.
I just came back from South America. I was in Rio. I went to see a ballet because I'm doing a show next year. Forget about it. And I need a choreographer. And this woman was very recommended to me from the Opera House in the ballet company in Rio. So I went to interview her and see her, and she did some magnificent work. So she's coming here in a few weeks. Maybe have her
You've
on a
been
show.
talking about that, so forget about it. I remember.
6 months. Well, it's been in the book stages for about a year and a half. Now it's rewritten, and now we got all the money, and now we're starting to go on with it. You know, we might have Danny
Right.
DeVito.
Didn't you also go to Argentina?
Yes, I was in Argentina. I was in Chile, Argentina, and Rio. You know, for today.
Yeah.
I just got back yesterday.
Did you
Yesterday
go to
morning.
Sao Paulo too?
I've been in Sao Paulo, yeah. There's a great theater there, a great company. We did a show there about 100 years ago with Jessica Lange and Ukraine called the Gin Game. We took it around as goodwill ambassadors. We did
Gin
it.
Game, but that was produced even before Jessica Lange. Wasn't that?
This is
that's
about
quite
30
old.
years ago. We did it on
Yeah.
Broadway about 25, 30 years ago. And then we brought it to Russia. It was the first American show that was done in Russia about 30 years ago. And then we toured with everybody. We have
I
more
see
guests.
some more guests coming. This is the little doll, Abigail, and her mom, Teresa.
Abigail.
So nice to see you. Oh, this little girl is the seventh wonder of the world.
Abigail, come and speak to us. I love your necklace.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday!
Oh, thank you. What do you have there?
Who's that? Who is this? Who is this?
What is that, Abigail?
His name is Kokomo.
Right here.
Kokomo?
Happy birthday to you too! I can wipe
Oh,
with my
that
mouth.
is cute. That
Is
is.
she one
My
of your
arms are
pupils?
too small to
Yeah.
reach.
She is.
Is that one of your star pupils?
Yeah,
reach it.
she's a recent
How about this?
one. And her mom, Teresa.
Tracy, she looks beautiful. Where'd you get the necklace from?
She bought it at the store in Maine.
It's a beautiful necklace. Who did you hear?
Me.
Beautiful hairdo.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
She's going to be a guest and her mom in a couple of weeks on my show.
For?
As a guest.
Speaking about?
Well, she's going to speak about, she does these beautiful, she had all these hand puppets. And she
Oh, well, that's the reason.
And this is only one, no, it's Abigail who does the hand puppets.
Oh, really?
And,
She makes them and creates them?
No, she talks, she uses her hands to move them and she talks
To
for
them or with
and
them?
she has more than one, she has a lot of them.
Yes.
She's very creative.
And Teresa is also very
I'm going to
talented.
Tyrannosaurus.
And her husband is a minister, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's right. Today, ministers are very controversial.
name is-
Today, ministers are the top subject of the world.
And
He's not.
they
He's
live
different than any other minister I've ever met.
they live on
Which
the
one?
ocean.
Your husband?
Yeah, he's different.
What makes him different?
He's not stuffy like a lot of ministers we've met. He's not.
You know, I don't know the difference of ministers. You know, I was brought up very
Hello,
very Catholic,
everybody.
you know, with the priest and all that.
Some ministers are very condemning. They don't meet you where you are, where
Really?
you're at. Yeah, and they'll use the Bible to beat you instead of guide you.
That's very nice.
That's what my
actually.
husband does.
And where is his ministry?
Well, we have a small ministry here in East Hampton. We have it out of our home right now.
What did you say?
Oh, maybe he wants to talk. It looks familiar. I can tell you a story about
What's
that.
his name?
His name is Kokomo.
Yeah.
Kokomo.
Yeah.
What is he?
Kokomo.
Is he a lizard?
No, he's just a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Do they eat meat?
A little bit.
Oh God! So because I know some of them are vegetarians.
Uh-huh.
They were vegetarians a long time ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's very nice. Very.
Well, thank you so much for coming by, and don't forget to stop by. We have a lot of refreshments in the other room after the show. We're going to have a cake and all that.
So you were telling me now about your new musical. You have a new musical, or you were just reviving?
No, the musical is going to be a revival. I'm working on my life story.
Finally.
Finally.
Well, how many pages have you done?
Oh, about 20.
That's it?
Well, yeah, I mean, first I wanted people to see it and then see if they want more or less or whatever. It has to be edited.
20 pages have to be edited?
Well, maybe it's 30. I don't know.
Maybe it's
I
one.
don't count. No, it's going to be like a trilogy. It's going to start when I'm
Are you going to go backwards?
14. No, and then I'm going to go.
Usually you start
first.
backwards and then go forward.
Well, it's going to go back and forth. And the last part is going to be when I went back to Hungary.
Oh, a few years ago.
Yeah, when you were there also, you visited.
I'll tell you on vacation. We went to Hungary. Well, she went with her daughter. I went with my fiance. And I says, Judy, we'll go. I'm going to go with my fiance.
Oh.
We're going to go to Paris, then we'll go to Hungary. She says, fine. So we're at this hotel. We're at the Hilton Hotel. And I says, Judy, let's go on a tour. Because usually when I go to a country, the first thing I do is go on a tour to get educated about the country. So Judy and I and my girlfriend at the time went on this tour.
It was
we paid an
raining.
enormous amount of money for it, and it was raining. And the night before, we went to this wonderful, it's one of the 5 or 6 star restaurants in the world. We went the night before to this wonderful restaurant where the daughter ordered caviar, but we're not going to go into that one. And we had a great time. And the tour consists of showing us the restaurant that we went to and the Hilton that I was staying in. So I said, well, what's going on? Which I didn't know, nor did she, that it's a seasonal place, Hungary. And after
Budapest,
October,
it was
Budapest.
Budapest.
After October, there's very little to see, or do they close everything? But we did go to a very famous place for coffee and dessert. World famous. Everybody knows about this place.
Yeah.
And we're sitting there, and she speaks, of course, the language, and we ordered some coffee, and they bring us a little coffee in the big cup. And she goes, she calls the lady over, and she says, this is, we need some more coffee. She says, well, that's how we serve the coffee. Do you remember?
Yes.
Well, we did have a magnificent dessert.
Yes, the chestnut puree.
Yes, it was absolutely delicious.
And no one can make it as well as they do it in Budapest.
Yeah, it was actually. And she went to see her where she at one time lived, where you were born, or basically.
I know, but yeah, when I grew up, I went
Judy
to see the
remembers
house.
every place she's been. Because when we were in Manhattan, and sometimes we'd go to Brooklyn to see friends and all, she'd go, I used to live here, and I used to live here. And I said, Judy, how do you remember all these things? And then when we went to Budapest, she said, I used to live here, and I used to live here. And it just goes on and on. She lived in many places, even in Manhattan.
That's true.
You had a lot
many places.
How many apartments did you have in New York? You went
In Manhattan,
Several.
I don't know, about 5 or 6.
6. She's always moving, and then she never could find anything. Never could she find anything, because Judy loves papers. She loves her papers. Stacks and stacks and stacks of paper. And every time she goes on vacation, and I'm around, I go through, and I look through her house, and I go, oh my God, she doesn't need this, and she doesn't need this. Then she comes back, and she says, I can't find this, and I can't find that. And I go, isn't that strange? Maybe you just misplaced it. I drive her crazy for a while.
Yes, you're always threatening that you're going to throw things away.
She saves everything.
So I lock the door,
Yes.
so you can't come in and throw things away.
But I know where the key is. And she was very nice to watch my cat. I have a cat, and she watched it for the whole 10 days. And she was very nice about that.
So what else did you do?
Oh, I heard your daughter's going to, and your son is going to, with me,
Oh,
Saturday.
are you going to?
I'm going
The
Saturday morning, come back
Kentucky
to the
Derby.
Kentucky Derby.
Yeah,
I'm going in the morning, come back at night. A friend of mine has a
Yeah,
horse
my
over there.
son,
Your son
it's
is?
his job.
What does he do? What's his name?
Jeff Sleed.
And what does he do?
Well, he's a sports statistician. He works with Bob Costas.
For how many years? Bob Costas is one of the most famous sportscasters in the world. And Jeff has been his assistant for 15 years, 10
Oh,
years?
more than
20
since
years.
he's out of college. Right?
I remember Jeff when he was...
when he was bar mitzvah.
Yes, when he was boss master, that's true. But he's still
Yeah.
with Bob Costas, and he's going to handle he's going to do the show,
Yeah,
the Kentucky Derby. He always does the Kentucky Derby.
Yes, he does. And this time his sister, my daughter Jody's going also.
And what does Jody do? Did. We'll go past tense.
Well, I think she's a lady of leisure right now.
But
she used to be a nurse.
What kind?
at
She was
one
an
time.
RN.
Yes.
That's
yes.
an
But
RN
she-
is just like a doctor almost,
Well, she started that in her adult life. She decided to go to school.
just like you. You started in your adult life.
Yeah, I started a lot of things.
To have your operation. No, but it's true.
I had many different occupations.
Did you?
Many different.
Which one made you the
Well-
most money? Oh, we didn't talk about your coloring book.
Oh, well, that's also the coloring book. It's that's also you helped me with that when it first came out.
What was the name of it? Well, it's still around. It's very...
Yeah, The Fight of the Crayons. You made me a party at the Lombardi Hotel. Remember that?
That was a long time
with
ago.
Earl Wilson and Tim Boxer and I don't know.
Julie Allen, the whole
Yes,
group at that time.
Yes.
And what was the
And
name? God, Ruth
and
Wardwick.
what's
and
the guy
Sylvia
who had
Ma-
the TV show? I was on his show.
Oh, Joe Franklin.
Yes, Joe Franklin.
He's still alive.
Yeah.
He's still doing his show.
Well, it just so happens that this next month in the UU, which is the Unitarian Universalist Church, the minister is Alison Cornish. She's going to read the book to the congregation.
Well, it's a beautiful
So,
book. What's the name of it again?
The Fight of the Crayons.
And it's about crayons and colors.
And colors, and how all the colors, everybody should be happy and be together and not fighting. It's a fairy tale, but at the same time, it's a teaching. It is a good moral to the story.
And where is this reading again?
Oh, actually, it's in Bridgehampton.
And what is it, a church?
Yes, it's called the Unitarian Universalist Church.
There's so many things now about...
Yeah, this is, the people belong there with all different religions.
Would you ever think you could become a priest, a preacher?
No, but a lot
Because you
of
love
people...
to preach. You know you're a preacher at heart. I mean, you missed it because you do preach a lot.
Well, give me a good subject and I'll talk about it.
Okay. AA.
AA?
Is that how
Well-
you say it, AA? Alcohol? What is AA?
Alcoholics Anonymous,
Right.
that's a wonderful organization that helps people who only if they want to have help.
Well,
If they don't want to, you can't force people to go there.
well, it's the same with with your church.
Well,
can't
with
force people
everything,
to-
if you don't want to do anything.
You force a lot of people to do things. Does that mean you should be? Have you ever considered
Yes, what?
being
Force-
a minister?
No, never.
Would you
No.
think about
But
it?
you, I think you could be one.
I could
you
convince you.
I think you would make a wonderful minister.
I think anybody could make a good minister, so long as you believe in good things. And you believe in good things.
Yeah.
You know, no, just don't harm anybody.
So, tell me about the Tommy Jr., your son. He's
He's signing a contract with HBO. He wrote a pilot. They picked up the option. They're going to start production in about 2 months.
I'm so happy for him.
Yeah, I am too. It's a big thing. I mean, everybody's talking about it. It'll be in one of the columns. It's really big this time. You know, he was on Diagnosis Murder, right? Is that the show?
Yeah, with Dick Van Dyke.
for 10
yes,
years. So,
Yes,
you know,
and when he was visiting, was that last year?
Yeah,
Was it last
that's
year?
when he
He
started
was-
this
he's-
whole thing with the
I know, he went and talked to the people and he was telling me about it. I forget where, but we had to drive someplace unexpectedly. He said, okay, come with me, and we were driving. I think we met your sister someplace. I don't know, it was,
But he's-
every time when he comes, there's something unusual,
And I'm surprised
crazy
that
happens.
all these celebrities want to produce shows. Kramer, all these celebrities that have
they're-
retired from their show are producing many series that you don't even know about.
Well, they want to work.
Yeah, I guess they do want to work, but they have the money
And
to.
you never know what's going to
But the good thing is they put their
hit.
money back in creating new people and new subjects, which is great. That's what we do
Well,
in the
Tommy
theater.
has a good vehicle there.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I read it, and it's even the way he presented it, the way he wrote it, where the camera should be, where this should be, and that should
Well,
be.
because every writer wants to
I
be
think
a
that's
director.
very-
Every writer wants to be a director. And
that's very difficult to
eventually
do
they do
that.
direct. I just saw a movie with Helen Hunt and what is her name? Bette Midler and a lot of stars. Got great reviews, and Helen Hunt directed it. And she might win an Academy Award for it. It's a brilliant movie. I forgot the name of it. I just saw it about 2 weeks ago at a screening. And it's very interesting how people start acting, but every actress and actor wanted to direct. They all want to direct. And they'll do it free, which is nice for the first time or the second time. Then they escalate in prices.
Well, there are these actors who are call themselves actors. They have to keep busy.
I know.
And they, like you said, they would do it for free as long as they could
Look
just
at Mel
keep...
Brooks. What did you think of Mel Brooks? Did you see Young Frankenstein?
In the movies?
No, on Broadway.
No.
It's an awful show. It's an awful,
I had
awful
seen
show.
Butley, and that was the last show you produced.
Yeah, it was last year.
It was the most difficult. Was that Nathan Lane? He was on stage all the time. I don't know how anybody could learn all those
But
lines.
remember, and he only did it for 6 months. Do you know that Carol Channing and some of the great stars, Ethel Merman, never missed a performance, and they did it for 6 years and 5 years and 8 years? Mary Martin, Ethel Merman, Carol Channing, they never missed a performance. And they did the same show night after night, day. I mean, 2 shows.
Could you do? I think you could do that too.
Well, anybody, you have to have a very strong mind. You really have to have a strong mind and go into the character. And it's not even the money anymore. It's just the physical quality of doing it night after night. And then they revive it and they revive it and they keep doing it. I mean, Carol Channing is going to die doing Hello, Dolly. I mean, she's did it for 50 years, 45 years.
And I can just picture Ethel Merman with her big voice. How come the voice doesn't crack after a while?
Oh, great talent. Look at that. Patti LuPone is doing a magnificent job in Gypsy right now. We got some great talent on Broadway.
Really?
We got such great talent on Broadway right now. It's unreal.
Well, I don't know how many more people. I saw people coming, but they didn't come in here.
Well, maybe they want to surprise you in your
other room.
beautiful room
Yes,
that you have.
maybe they're going to shower me with balloons and all that.
Would you like that?
Well, it would be fun. Balloons.
Don't you
I
find
could
presents
pop it-
better than balloons? I should have put my present in here. I put you an unusual
Oh, that's
gift.
right.
Very unusual.
I
I put it in
can't
South
wait.
America. But because you're going to open it, it's a pocketbook, and it's about this small, and it's like this, and it has a zipper. And the zipper goes round and round and round and round. Did you ever see it? And it's just one zipper. Is that unusual?
It sure is.
So you could get, and
So
it's no
I'm
bigger
going to
than
have
this.
to ask people to help me with the zipper.
Why? Who helped you with your pearls?
Oh, this is you gave this to me.
There's Chanel.
You always
I love those
remember
pearls.
it
I
when
love
every time
those
you
pearls.
see it. Well, this has been lovely. Thank you so much for coming and helping
Do I
me
get my dollar?
celebrate.
My union fee. Well, I wish you a happy birthday, and let's hope we have another 50 more of
And
yours.
this is your song. You wrote this song. It's so pretty.
Yes, it's a pretty song.
We have to allow people to listen to the whole thing at one time instead of just the beginning of it.